Assalamu alaikum. How is everyone doing? Today we're gonna discuss about church father called Papias and what his views and works were. Also gonna share stream link if someone wants to join, they can do that. Alrighty, here we go. Mm, So we're gonna go over a little bit of the discussion about who he was and what his works were. Inshallah. Gonna go on from there. So this is our live stream number 8. I have a few other ones. I'm still doing their editing. I think there are 3 or 4 of them. I have done posted 4 of them before. So this is the 8th one as for now. So we'll see how it goes, inshallah. All right, moving on to the first slide. These are some of the key facts about Papias. He was a bishop. He was a disciple of apostolic figures. He has some writing and teachings. So we are going to go over them one by one. He served as a bishop, and he was a prominent early Christian leader. Also, just checking my mic, sorry. Also, he was a disciple of apostolic fathers. So, according to Irenaeus, Papias was a heir of John and a companion of Polycarp, Polycarp was basically the disciple of John, who was a disciple of Jesus. Some scholars debate whether he was John the Apostle or John the Elder. That's a different discussion. It's gonna take it's if we go into that, it's going to become very technical at that point. And his writing and teachings, he has oral traditions about Jesus and apostles, and he very humbly presented them to all the Christians and for the world, basically. And he preferred living eyewitnesses accounts over the written text. Yeah, not that difficult. Very easy to remember because of his name. Moving on. So yeah, he had a few controversial views, which would later label him something, not of that, because Christianity reformed after 325 and 381. So yeah, he so one of his main things was that he believed in a 1,000-year reign of Christ on earth, and for people who followed him after 2 centuries or so, they found these beliefs really hilarious of sorts. And he thought that, especially Eusebius, he thought that Papias had no idea what he was talking about. Um, Eusebius has labeled him and his ideas as strange, and he thought that he acted in a very limited capability of his mind. Also, despite all these things, he is one of the early church representatives, and he holds a special place as far as there are Christian teachings and preservations of Jesus Christ, so to speak. So yeah, moving on to number third. So this is one of his work, which is basically all of it which we have available of sort, and it's believed that he wrote expositions of the oracles of the Lord, the Greek reads this way, and there were five books of that. So this is what Irenaeus said, that these are the writings of Papias, an ancient man who was a hearer of John. We don't know which John, a friend of Polycarp, in the fourth of his book, or for five books were composed by him. Thus wrote Irenaeus. So there's an attestation from Irenaeus, who also attested names to the Gospels in 180, 185, late second century. All right, let's move on to something spicy and funny. So this is from his work as attested by Irenaeus, expositions of the oracles of the Lord. These are the writings of Papias, five in number. Irenaeus makes mentions of these as the only works written by him. And he testifies, saying that now testimony is borne to these things in writing by Papias, an ancient man, who was a hearer of John and a friend of Polycarp, in the fourth of his book, for five books were composed by him. So again, the thing we were discussing is just a bigger picture of where these things were in his attestation. And also, I would like to say that he never confirmed seeing any apostles of Jesus. He said that he was a student of sort, or a loose acquaintance of people who were uh, uh, students of disciples. I'm going to read what he said so that you guys can make out of what the text actually says in Christian libraries and stuff. So it says, moreover, Papias himself, in the introduction to his books, makes it manifest that he was not himself a hearer and eyewitness of the holy apostles, the 11 of them. But he tells us that he received the truths of our religion from those who were acquainted with them, meaning the apostles. Moving on. This is the last of us for this series. And this one, I'm going to read it first and then we're going to talk about it. The quote begins, but I shall not be willing to put down, along with my interpretations, whatsoever instructions I received with care at any time from the elders and stored up with care in my memory, assuring you at the same time of their truth. For I did not, like the multitude, take pleasure in those who spoke much, but in those who taught the truth, nor in those who related strange commandments, but in those who rehearse the commandments given by the Lord to faith and proceeding from truth itself. If then anyone who had attended on the elders came, I asked them after their sayings, what Andrew or Peter, the disciples of Jesus, obviously said, or what was said by Philip, or by Thomas, or by James, or by John, or by Matthew, or by any other of the Lord's disciples. So basically, he confesses that he never met any of the apostles. And we're going to stop this live here because I want to make short 8 to 10 minutes record of this on my YouTube before I bring the 30-minute videos and discuss what each writings are, which chapters are connected to which chapter. So inshallah, we'll do that later. But this is a brief history about Papias, and I'm gonna hopefully maybe update this video later, or just make a playlist of short introductions and the crux of the writings in longer formatted videos. Right, you guys take care of yourself. Have a good day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.